Welcome, I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee, and I'm here with my lovely show host, Charlene Chamberlain. So what do we got going on this morning?
We have a very special guest this morning. It's a dear friend and a former colleague of mine. It's Tina Yerkes, and she is the Director of Sales for the Independent Seaport Museum, which is Philadelphia's only maritime museum. Welcome to Morning Coffee, Tina.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you. So, did you want to? I guess you don't know much about our museum.
No, I don't, because you know what? I told you before, I worked over in that area, and I never even knew that anything was there.
We're kind of a hidden gem that I'm working very hard at not being hidden.
It's
just a gem.
It's an amazing.
Just a gem. I
just
like
a
that.
gem.
Yeah, it's an amazing place, and I think that once you go there, you get it. You have to go.
You have
You
to,
really
and
have
people
to go.
once they come, they go, "Why didn't I know about this?"
Right.
And I'm coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it is all a maritime museum, and what they've been known for is having great model ships that are very intricate, and then artwork. But now we're beginning to do more experiential things.
Mm-hmm.
So you can climb on a ship, you can go through a Disasters on the Delaware exhibit like it's a board game, and then see how you fare. Like how would you do in the end? And then you meet modern day heroes, like who keeps our river safe.
Right.
And who patrols it.
Nice.
To the point where you can then go to Tides of Freedom, African presence on the Delaware River, and see what it was like when slaves were, Africans were brought to Philadelphia,
Right.
And where
just
they
steps
were,
away
right.
from where we are.
Now, you said you can get on to, there's, what's actually there? A couple ships, and you said a submarine. What?
We have two historic ships. The Olympia, it's a Spanish-American cruiser, Olympia.
So that means it's a wood when you say Spanish America from that era?
She is the oldest floating steel warship in the world.
Okay,
Oh
steel.
gosh,
Okay,
wow.
cool.
She's steel,
cool.
so she's coal and she's steam powered.
So that's something
And
that,
wind.
like, what was that movie with Matthew McConaughey, Sahara, where they're looking for that ship?
Yes.
Right.
So there was
my
a
gosh,
metal.
yeah.
I'm a
Probably
movie, I'm a
like
movie
that.
nut.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, okay, cool.
Just
cool.
like that, Keith.
Just
Just like that.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
yeah.
just like
They
that.
just going with it.
She, Olympia was Admiral Dewey's flagship, and
Okay.
she actually also brought the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier to the United States
Wow,
from
wow.
France.
Really?
Yeah, so that was a huge
amazing.
honor that was given to her to do that.
Okay.
So it's impressive.
So what else do we? So we have
And
that
that-
ship, and
We have a submarine
you have a submarine. Any
from World War II.
World War
It's the
II.
submarine Bakuna. And
Bakuna?
Yeah.
Bakuna Matata? Or no, just Bakuna.
It could be Bakuna Matata. I don't know if it'd be so wonderful to live on that all the time, but
Now, can we tour these ships?
absolutely. We can
Okay.
do it self-guided,
Okay.
but we are coming out with an audio tour for
So
Bakuna.
that would be like a headset,
Really?
a cassette.
It's an
player.
app that'll be on you can download
Oh.
on your phone and go through Bakuna
That's
with that.
great.
So-
And it's all top secret. And
So
really
it,
cool.
is it a functioning ship? I mean, obviously it's not
No,
going to
they're
go out.
deactivated.
They're deactivated. Okay.
Yep.
So
The Navy still owns them,
right.
but we have them.
Okay.
So yeah, you can't fire any missiles.
Oh.
Right. But
Sorry,
I mean, like,
torpedoes. Sorry.
no. I was just making sure.
No.
Okay.
And then we have the museum itself. So we have two locations technically. We have our
Mhm.
two historic ships, and then we have 2 floors of exhibits in the building.
So are the ships basically, obviously they're sitting on the water, so they're more of the outside part of the
Yes.
Yep,
museum, and then there's an inside museum.
correct.
And inside the museum, you said there's models of ships and
Oh,
stuff
Lots
like
of
that.
ship models, really cool things, lots of incredible artifacts. We have over 30,000 items in collections and archives.
30,000?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think the last time I was there, did I see something from the Titanic?
Yes.
I saw something in the glass box. What was
We
that?
have the first class passenger list from Titanic, and it's surviving. So
Yeah.
when I explain it to school kids, I tell them it's kind of like Facebook. It was the who's who of who did you need to see, who did you not need to see,
Right.
who did you need to make sure you have a deck chair next to.
Yeah.
So this was kind of like the private guest list.
It was a guest list given out to first class passengers.
First guest.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And they
very
have
nice.
Yeah,
That's
they have
amazing that that's even around.
We have maps
You know,
from the
background,
1500s.
you know.
Yeah, 1500s. I have a map that has sea monsters and
Really?
It's, yeah.
I think the
Cool.
museum, was it 2 or 3 floors? It's a couple
Two
floors,
Well,
right?
it's 4 floors
4
total.
floors.
4 floors?
Wow.
Yeah, but 2 floors are exhibit space, one is
Mhm.
our offices, and then the 4th floor is a ballroom that you
Nice.
can do events.
Yeah, that's
so
amazing
which is
too.
wonderful. Talk about views on the river.
Mhm.
Now, is this all glass building or what's?
No, I wish. I wish we could see the river a little more.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely concrete with some glass.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, not
Okay.
all glass.
Give us a little bit of background on the Diligence.
We are recreating a ship that was built in the late 1700s, and it is being built within the museum. It's going to be 65 feet long. It's a wood schooner, top sail, waterline model.
Wow.
And guests will be able to go on board and help raise a sail eventually as it's being created, and shoot cannons and learn about how there were pirates on the Delaware River.
There certainly were pirates.
There were absolutely pirates on the Delaware River, and we had to build. We were a new nation in the late 1700s.
Right.
You know, you figure sign the Declaration of Independence, and yay, we're a nation.
Uh-huh.
But now there's countries out there who need to invade.
That's right.
So
and we need to protect our waterways.
we need to protect. So they actually created the Navy 3 times. The last time was the time it stuck, and that was in Philadelphia. And so the Diligence was one ship that was built in Philadelphia for the Navy, and then it went to what was then, it was a kind of like the Coast Guard, but we're recreating a ship that was once built in Philly.
So that's a recreation of the ship. Okay, and it's not completed, right?
Oh no.
No, and
Okay.
that's part of the fun.
Okay.
Because normally when you go to a museum, you go to exhibit, it's completely finished.
Yes.
You don't
Right.
see it as a work in progress. This
Right.
we've created a shipyard, so you can actually go in, talk to our master boat builders as they're sanding and as they're drilling things in
That's
and
very cool.
planking the ship, and you can talk to them.
And now they're going to launch this to go into the water?
Never.
No.
Nope. It will only be a ship in the museum, which is one
Okay.
of the only ones in the world like this that you can do that.
Wow.
So you'll be able to have parties and hang out, and you can
That's
go on
cool.
a tall ship and never get seasick.
That's great.
That's nice.
That's great. That's great.
That's
For
a
all the
bonus.
land lovers.
Right, or for even it'll be ADA compliant.
Yeah.
So
True.
a lot of tall ships, most of them
Oh,
are
no,
not wheelchair
absolutely not.
accessible.
Yeah.
So here, people who have walkers or wheelchairs or
Yeah.
walking disabilities can actually get onto a tall ship of sorts.
You know,
and get
and
that feel.
I like that. I tell you what, I'm not going to name the ship that goes on the river and you can eat on it, but
Oh yes.
but you know what though, I'm not a big, you know, I fish and I
He's not a seafood
but
guy.
I'm
No.
kind of like, you know, I mean, it was kind of
Right.
choppy and I got a little
Right.
seasick from, the food was great, but I got seasick.
Right.
So I
Oh
mean,
my
it
gosh,
was kind
really?
of pointless.
No fun then.
Yeah, it was no
Right.
fun then. So now that when I do go and I don't eat though, I just hang
Just
out.
go.
I just hang out. I won't eat.
Fill us in on all the great things that are happening there.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot. I
There's
just
so
saw
much.
the list.
There's a lot happening. We can host birthday parties for kids. We have events every Saturday. It's called Seafaring Saturday, and that's where parents can bring their kids, and for a 4-hour time window, we do a themed craft with them.
Nice.
Whether it's making a pirate battle rattle or Viking.
Battle rattle. What's
Yeah.
a battle rattle?
Oh, battle rattle. Well, they didn't have, like, it was a scare tactic, basically.
So
it was
it's like
it's a wooden thing that you have to spin around, and it creates
Makes
a
noise?
really loud noise, and it's kind of a,
Did pirates use that?
Wow.
Really?
yeah,
I've
and, you
never
know,
seen
I
that.
guess that's when they
I
ran
should
out
have
of
brought
ammo.
one.
I
I should
should
have brought
one.
one. Bring one
Can we
next
get a
time.
couple of these for here?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's not easy to do either.
Oh,
You need
sure.
arm strength to do it.
Oh, so
Really?
it's like a.
It's
Sounds like it's almost like some kind of instrument.
pretty much
Yes,
yes.
okay.
And I guess it just echoes across the water to sound like a lot louder than.
Yeah,
Okay.
just it's an intimidation.
And
Wow.
they said, "Oh, those are those battle rattle things. Fire,
Yeah,
guys."
yeah. Shoot the cannon anyhow.
Right.
But we do lots of things. We have underwater robotics that we do with the kids, and they can do right in our lobby. They can actually navigate underwater with
Through
a robot.
like controls.
Yeah, it's like a live
That's
video
cool.
game, which is neat.
You have slumber parties.
We do sleepovers. We do slumbers on for groups mostly, and they can sleep on Olympia on her top deck.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, out in the open,
Ooh.
which is
I don't know,
great
that'd
for
be kinda
Girl
scary.
Scouts and Boy Scout groups. If weather's inclement, then of course we put them inside
Inside.
the museum, and they have a
Right.
whole evening of activities that they do with the kids. Our education department is incredible with what they come up with.
Wow.
They really are very hands-on and do some really great things. The new thing I'm working on is we're creating pirate cruises. So I'm
Oh,
actually
that sounds
meeting
fun.
with
Pirates.
with pirates, maybe some water guns, some eye patches, and going out on the Delaware for a little cruise.
Were there battle rattles?
Maybe some battle rattles might be there, yeah.
Very cool.
And the museum also offers summer camp, right?
We do an amazing summer camp. My son has been several times, and each week is themed differently. So sometimes there's Navy Week, or it's monsters, myths, and legends. We also get into the ecology of the Delaware River.
That's great.
So teaching kids about water quality testing and why does the river change over the years, and just really getting more into the eco and science portion, which is awesome. It's great. Yeah, summer camp is wonderful.
And how long does camp run? Is it for the whole summer, or is it for 4 weeks?
I believe this year we're doing 7 weeks. And
7 weeks.
But
wow.
Each week you sign up.
Oh, okay.
So each week is a different theme. And kids can come, and it's a day camp, so they come early. Every morning we get the kids out kayaking and rowing on the river, keeping them inside our basin so it's safe. But they learn how to kayak and row. Like it's just, and it's great activity for them. Great. They love it. And then they get walking tours through the city, hearing about the real pirates of Philadelphia, or all of our incredible monuments to honor our heroes that have gone in service. So there's a lot that we do with the kids.
Now, any food?
In the museum, we don't really have food, but there's food coming. We're actually going to, we're waiting to hear final details on a pop-up restaurant. There was Spruce Street Harbor Park last year, down on the river, and this is going to be a continuation of it, but it's going to be on our second floor balcony, which will have perfect views of the river, and it's going to look absolutely incredible.
Cool.
Now, you did a fun event, a pirate event. Was it last year or the year before?
Our Old City Seaport Festival.
What was that called, though?
That was the Old City Seaport Festival, but it was all
there was another
piratey.
one where you took a group down to one of the restaurants.
Oh, that's Rum Punch and Revolution.
That's it, Rum Punch and Revolution.
Punch and Revolution.
Yeah.
That just sounds
I
cool.
had you at Rum, right?
Yeah.
That is a walking tour through Philadelphia, doing the Real Pirates of Philadelphia tour. You get the museum, and then we go to City Tavern, where our pirate will greet our groups with a rum punch toast and tell some salty
tales.
Not so historical tales, but more fun. And it's a lot of fun for groups. I got to go to a couple of them, and we don't have to, it doesn't have to be rum. Like we've done it for student groups too. Yeah. So they
can have Hawaiian punch.
They do. The City Tavern makes an incredible raspberry shrug drink that was really good too.
That sounds nice.
So
healthy, a lot of antioxidants besides the alcohol that kills everything. Very cool. Yeah, but everything rum revolves around pirates. Absolutely.
That's the next thing too. Is I'm creating a rum for adults, a rum walking tour. So working with 4 bars at the moment too.
Wow, so it's actually going to be a
rum tasting,
a rum crawl after.
No, well, hopefully nobody's crawling. That's up to you after that tour.
If you're crawling, you're not a true pirate.
No, that's right.
Because pirates can hold their own.
Through the city.
That's right.
Now you have some special events, very special events coming up this year. Oh wow, this one is huge.
The Tall Ships Philadelphia Camden is coming June 25th through the 28th.
And that'll be at the Camden waterfront? And
the Philly waterfront.
And so I think you're partnering with some other organizations.
We are. We're partnering with the Adventure Aquarium. We're also partnering with Cooper's Ferry and Delaware River Waterfront Corporation.
That's great. So both sides.
Both sides of the river. The ferry will be running back and forth nonstop. There's I think there's 14 tall ships confirmed from around the world.
Oh, that's great.
From Spain, from France. Actually, one of the pictures was the Hermione, which is from France. And that's going to be recreating.
They get them to back up there, so that's...
There it is up there in the right corner.
It's amazing. So it's going to be huge with lots of reenactors on both sides.
And vendors, I would assume there'll be tons of vendors.
There'll be lots of food there.
Yes.
Yep,
maybe some punch.
Some sails on the river on a tall ship, and in the midst of that is our gala event, the Fête Grand, the Grand Fête, which is a fundraiser for the museum.
Okay.
Based around the Tall Ship Festival.
And where is that happening?
It's happening at the museum, but then also going to be heading on to the Hermione.
Oh.
So
for a sale or?
I don't think it's a sale. but it's definitely going to be a grand party on that ship.
Okay.
And it really does help, because being a nonprofit museum, and we have the oldest floating steel warship in the world, which is floating in water, it's constantly needing funds.
Yes.
And restoration. So it does take a lot, and actually this time last year was when the museum dedicated to keeping her and restoring her, because there was a national search out for other owners. But no, we're keeping her.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Where she belongs.
Where she belongs, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So how can our viewers find out more information about the Independent Seaport Museum?
Our website is phillyseaport.org, and there's lots of events on there. Our Facebook page is very active. Actually, you can watch the diligence being built.
Yes, you can.
Live on our website. So there's always a camera running, which is great. And there's a lot of different things. We have events all throughout the year. The next cool event is Walnut to Walnut, and that's in September.
What's that?
Where you can start at the Walnut Street at the Schuylkill River and row for 15 miles down the Schuylkill, up the Delaware to the museum, and it's a race, and it's fantastic. We did it last year. We had about 80 people on the water.
Walnut to
Walnut. So that's
now
going to be
they bringing their own.
They bring their
boats?
own man-powered boat. It has to be man-powered.
Right. So we're how about canoes too?
Yep, canoes.
Canoes, kayaks, rowboats.
We had an outrigger canoe, like the Hawaiian canoes last year. That was awesome. We put our whale boats in there. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Walnut to Walnut. So let's go over the events one more time. The Tall Ship Festival is happening.
Tall Ships in June 25th to the 28th. And then the gala will be in the midst of that festival.
Right.
And then we, of course, there's fireworks on the river.
Yes,
there's
always.
And we're the best spot to see that.
You are.
So there's the fireworks and Walnut to Walnut. Seafaring Saturday, every Saturday.
Okay.
Lots of things.
Okay, very cool.
Sounds like a great time for families, and you definitely will
I'm
be.
definitely going to come over there.
Yeah.
I love that type of stuff. So.
It's great. It really is. It's a lot of fun. Who knew it was so exciting?
I know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's like a hidden gem. It really is.
Yeah. I want to thank Tina for coming on to our
Thanks,
show.
Tina. It was great to have you on Coffee.
And for you guys out there that have not heard of it yet, and like I did, go out and see it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a great place for families too.